Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video, and thanks for watching. Thank you to my day ones, twos, and threes. Thank you to all my new subscribers that's coming in. That means well. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you and welcome, welcome, welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some it's not. And the Fair Act use is in my description box, so let's get to it. Let's get to it, y'all. Um, Happy Wednesday. So today I want to talk about a little bit more about, Lightning, McQueens. Okay, y'all? So, I'm always a little bit ahead of everybody else, y'all. Always been like that, okay? And, I want to go further and just a little bit further into, you know, Lightning McQueens. All right? So, I'm getting several different reports on, the two right now. Okay? People are trying to act like, oh, everything is okay, it's nothing wrong. But is it, y'all? How do a couple go from, one last name to two? Okay? It's something a brewing. Okay? Is wifey trying to distance herself from, Papa Bear? Because some things just not adding up right now. Somebody is, moving on to other places. Somebody is, changing their last names. So this tells you, something is a brewing, and somebody is, trying to distance themselves from Papa Bear. Now, did wifey know about, all of the connections that ties, certain things that hubby was doing into, about, this Mo3 stuff before Mo3 was taken out? Was wifey, dumbfounded about everything? Did she not know what hubby was doing? Did she not know about, the meetings that, allegedly he was having with, movie producers and directors? Was she dumbfounded about, hubby's ties to, Papa Blue Man now? I mean, because there's a lot of wifeys that, if you got this many businesses, y'all, then maybe she didn't know. But how could you not? How could you not? Now, just like I told y'all, this is one last name, and this is another now. Somebody is trying their best to distance themselves. Okay? Somebody has moved out of Dallas, y'all. Okay? And setting up roots somewhere else without the same last name. I would not, bring stuff to y'all if it wasn't no changes really going on, but there's some changes going on, y'all. And you have to ask yourself why. Is it getting hot in Dallas? Is some things coming up that, that's not adding up? Was it a coincidence that he predicted, Mo3 was about to be taken out on 11/11? Did he just wake up one morning and he just start, posting all his 11/11 stuff and was persistent with it and talking about, checks gonna be paid and a whole bunch of people's gonna be getting some money and, great things was coming in November? Is this a coincidence? So this is what all I'm trying to put out there, y'all. Okay? Now, another thing that I want to talk about, y'all, I want to talk about, this circle of people right here. Okay? I want to talk about why the Ski Sisters was chosen. Okay? Because apparently they were chosen. So let's talk about it, okay? Now, there were rumors about, one of the Ski Sisters was dating, the person that, allegedly dropped the bag. Okay? They said that they dated this person back in the days and that, well, he was even putting out that he had her in a headlock. Okay, y'all? So, is it rumors or is it the truth? Did he have her in a headlock? Okay. Now, another thing that screams volumes, y'all, screams volumes, is there was a picture that the ski sister that Mo3 spent the night at her house the night before he was taken out. There was a picture or a post that she had up. And she had a picture with background dancer Trap, y'all. Okay? She had a picture with him. And on this picture, it was headlined that this was her brother. So if she's calling Trap her brother, then why would she be messing with Mo3, y'all? Ask yourself this question. Now, another thing that's odd, that post came down. Okay? Now, if it was so innocent and that Trap is really your brother and, you didn't have nothing to do with Mo3, then why take the picture down? Why take the post down of you in Mo3's op and you're saying that this is your brother? Okay? So was this an inside job just like, the death murder mystery people said, inside job? It looks as if it is, okay, y'all? Because if you're innocent, you're not gonna take no pictures and post down with Mo3's ops. Now, another thing that was going around was this money Maya. Maya this and Maya that. Now, why do one of the three of the ski sisters, okay? Middle name is Maya. So was she the money Maya, y'all? Okay? You got to ask yourself this question because they were chosen for a reason. They were chosen for specific reasons of why. And I'm going to explain some more things to y'all. If you think about Mo3 was out of town, a few days before or a day before, 1 or 2 days before he was taken out. When he was out of town, the ski sister seems as if she was on a mission, y'all. She was, texting him and calling him. He couldn't get through, from what I'm hearing, he couldn't even get through the concert without her on her job. Talking about how much she missed him, she couldn't wait to see him, and all of this stuff, y'all. Was she really into him like that? Ask yourself this question. Or was she playing her part? Okay? So as soon as he gets back in town, he's trying to, dodge all the other females that he's dealing with and tries to creep over there to her. Okay? Now, I don't know why he thought he was creeping because they were telling all his business. And just like I told y'all, this picture pops up. Okay? On, social media with, the kids with, Mo3's jewelry on. And then soon as the picture pops up, which seems as if it was an alert that he's here now, y'all. The plan is in full effect. Then the picture erases. Okay? Now, what child, we know how young these kids are that she had at the time, okay? So what child will post this picture up and then take it down? This is something that an adult did, okay? That is not something that this kid, they cannot force me to believe that this child did that, okay? Now let's talk about location, y'all. Why she was chosen, okay? Now I want to talk about the distance between her house and the expressway, okay, y'all? There's only one way out to the main road, okay? Which is the same road that leads to the road where Mo3 was taken out at. The interstate, the expressway, okay, y'all? Now, in between her house and the expressway that Mo3 went to, there was, a particular gas station. Okay? And a lot of people saying there was only one gas station in between there and the expressway. And people were saying that he went to the expressway Did they know he was going to come to the, they had to know he was going to go to that expressway, because the manager made sure that, he was going to Pacific Place when he left there. He started calling him early, trying to get him to, go to a Pacific Place. And like I told y'all, his schedule was booked up in the last days. It was really booked up. And it was booked up with a lot of the ops. Okay? And on his schedule for that day was it to finish the video shoot from the night before, because he had on the same clothes. Okay? And all of the ops that were in the video shoot from the night before was on the expressway. Now, I left out one person, y'all. I left out another person the other day that was on the expressway. So we know, Trap was on the expressway. We know for sure Kenny Baby Boy was on the expressway. Okay? We know that, Papa Blue Man was on the expressway. We know that, I left out two. We know that DJ was on the expressway because he got in the car with him and wiped his nose that the job was done. Okay? Now, there was also another person on the expressway, y'all. Okay? And believe it or not, this other person that was on the expressway, this, what is his name? Little CJ or something like that. Casino guy. He was on the expressway too. Because he was the first person to post the video up of, riding past Mo3 on the expressway after the deed was done. Okay? Now, this is going to shock you all a little bit. This is really going to shock you all. But this casino guy seems to have ties to Memphis as well, y'all. Okay? There have been posts, and this is going to come out in another video, but there have been posts and everything of Little Casino, and, the people that's involved in Dolph's case. Okay, y'all? So there are a lot of connections that's connecting Dallas and Memphis. Okay? And we're going to go into that a little bit deeper a little bit later, because I'm getting everything together as far as that. But I do know there are ties with this casino guy and Young Dolph's hitters. Okay, y'all? So, is there something brewing? And I told y'all there is going to be the biggest RICO. If they do their job right, this is going to be the biggest RICO ever. Okay? And it's going to not only solve, Young Dolph's case, and the, not just the people that they got locked up, because we already know there are people that dropped the bag on this guy, okay, on this man. But not only that, this is going to solve Mo3's case. This is going to solve so many other cases, y'all. Another guy that was taken out, I told you his name, Demarion or something like that. Him and his two cousins was taken out. And it involves the same people that, surrounded Mo3's case. All right? They were taken out, and guess what, y'all? Similar things to Mo3 case as well. The person is Demarion. I think his name is Demarion. I have to look it all up and get the pictures back together. But he passed away in, the same clothing line as Mo3. Okay, y'all? So this is going to open up a case for those three people that were taken out. Okay? I think she was 13 years old or 15 years old, the young lady that was taken out over, somebody else taken, allegedly, background dancers, street pharmacy stuff. And she was taken. Now, people were locked up for taking her, but they was not locked up for taking her out. Okay? And the main culprits that was behind this, they're still on the streets. Okay? The person whose street is, pharmacy stuff it would belong to, he's still out on the street. Okay? Now, there are some more people, that was taken out in some clubs and all kind of stuff. Background dancer, his goons comes in the club, and then people are, you know, a whole scene takes place. Somebody's hit in the head. Okay, y'all? And none of his crew is arrested for it. Okay? It's a lot of crimes taking place with these guys right here, and they think they've been like getting away with a lot of stuff. But are they? And who's gonna turn on who, y'all? That's another thing. Because is these two guys right here gonna sit in there together, or is one gonna give a deal? Because these two guys right here, they're entwined with a lot of stuff that's going on the streets. Okay? And somebody sent me a video a while back. And this video is, Big Bird. And Big Bird, for the people who don't know who Big Bird is, I call, Yellow Big Bird. So, word on the street was, people were upset about when he was hit up on the expressway a couple of years back. They were upset about this. But the thing of it is, how can you be upset about Big Bird getting hit up when Big Bird started this mess in the first place? Had he left a comedian alone and wasn't so sensitive, y'all, okay? He was so sensitive that he could not take somebody joking about him, okay? This is what comedians do. They tell jokes, they make people laugh. So who is he that he cannot take a joke, y'all? Okay? This is crazy. That these new day and age, wannabe rappers can't take a joke. So, this is why our whole comedian scene has the structure has changed, and they are so particular about what they say now because these new, so gayos, okay, rappers that's running the industry, that's trying to run the industry right now. They're so sensitive. They're worse than a female. They're so sensitive they cannot take a joke. It used to be a time you can go to a, comedy show and they sit there and roast you while you're there. And people laugh and they go about their business. But not these guys right here. They don't want you to joke about they're not from a certain place, which is not even anything bad. They didn't joke about, personal things like, their body odor and all of this other stuff. He joked about, and I'm talking about Roy Lee. He joked about he's not even from there or here. Now, how do you get your life taken? And people want to say, oh, he didn't take his life. Well, how about if he wouldn't have got the blood clog from being hit on the head, maybe? Because him, Big Bird came in the club with his goons, okay? And Big Bird initiated this fight. And the only reason he initiated it is because he had his goons. Because had he had been by himself, I don't think he would have even messed with Roy Lee. Because, word on the street is, he's scared to fight. Even though he wanted to put this fake fight going on. That, he beat him up by himself, Mo3's manager. Which we all know now that was fake too because, the boxer was there. And the boxer and allegedly, Mo3's manager are kinfolks, y'all. So we all know that was staged. Okay? So back to him coming in the club and trying to jump on Roy Lee. Not trying, but they did. So one of his boys hits Roy Lee in the head. Okay? And after that, Roy Lee wants to have a one-on-one fight. Okay? Now, later on, Roy Lee, they didn't want to fight him, but they wanted to hit him up. He goes somewhere. Now, allegedly, this is what the baby mama said about Roy Lee. She said that Roy Lee was on the phone. This is what she said her child said with Rain Man. Okay? Now, we know it's a lot of selling out going on because later on, after she claimed that the baby told her that he was on the phone with Rain Man, Mo3's manager. She put it all over the place. As if that Rain Man, set up the whole thing. But then later on, she started doing business with him. Okay? So, is this their way of getting the heat off of them when they do something wrong? Just like, Rain Man works in particular ways. Now, he wanted to do some kind of documentary on Roy Lee. I told you it's all about money. And, as long as baby mama went along with it, then it takes the heat off of him. Okay? So ask yourself, why is all these close family members of people being taken out, so close to the people that, people pointing their hands at? Very odd. And does money just, is money that important to everybody that you will sell out somebody that you love and just ignore the facts? And then people was like, everybody's talking about this, everybody, but ain't nothing done. If you have family members that's hanging out with the people that help put this play in motion, how in the world do, people want to push forward with going against somebody that you're close to? And this seems to be the way, the new day and age, especially in Dallas, y'all. Okay? From particular people. Now, I put out the story about Mo3's brother posting up, if you want to, do some business with me, come to me. Okay? So that's clearly saying that, if you want to do any business, come to him. Don't come to somebody else. Okay? He also posted that he's looking for new management. Okay? He's looking for management. So that tells you something as well. Okay? That him and Rain Man is not as close as they pretend to be. And every time something pops up, okay, damage control kicks in. So he comes out and, people start posting videos talking about ain't no beef between Rain Man and, Mo3's brother and all of this other stuff. Where if there's no beef and Rain Man is the manager, clearly y'all ain't that close if you don't want him to be your manager. It's something about him that you trying to back away from, or y'all having some differences. Okay? So I don't know why they have a crew. Well, I do know. They have a crew of YouTubers that jumps on there as soon as you say something about any of them, and they try to debunk them. But everything that lined up with all of the actions that everybody took around Mo3, there is no debunking that, y'all. There is no debunking it. You cannot debunk that this female that Mo3 was with the night before he was taken out is friends with his hitters. Okay, you can't debunk that because she went to school with Yellow, he dated one of them. She had posts with pictures of Trap, calling him her brother. You cannot debunk that. She started calling Mo3 right before he came back into town to make sure they lined that up. You cannot debunk that. I have the posts and everything and the pictures. Okay? You cannot debunk the fact that the first person that was calling Mo3 that morning was his manager, trying to get him to a particular place. Okay? You cannot debunk the area of him Mo3 coming from her house to the expressway. You cannot debunk none of this stuff, okay? You cannot debunk the fact that they're trying to lie and say that, her baby daddy went mad, temporary insanity. Because if he was so mad, he would have slept in the bushes outside and waited till Mo3 came out of that door and would have laid him out right there in front. Because if you're that bold to do it on the expressway, you would have been that bold to do it right in front of the house. Okay? There's no way you would have followed him all around different areas and this and that. There's no way. Okay? And not only did they follow him on the expressway, because of what I'm hearing and the little research that I did look at, they followed him 12 miles on that expressway, y'all. 12 miles. And they followed him to the point where they did not want him to leave that expressway. That what was to take place was supposed to take place on that expressway, y'all. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because all the people that were out there on the expressway filming that knew each other. So they cannot keep lying and saying that this was not premeditated, okay? Now, the reason why I say that he was not to leave that expressway, they stopped him right before he was about to be near or to exit off of a particular ramp 424, y'all, at West Illinois Avenue. This area was, an area where a lot of construction was going on, which was perfect for them to stop him right before that exit. So when they did the deed, they can jump off and jump back on again and come back through. Okay? Now ask yourself why. Traffic was backed up for everybody else. Traffic was backed up for the police to get there and all this stuff. Okay? Ask yourself why traffic could come back around again. Okay? Because what I'm hearing is that he flipped back around. Okay? Another thing that I'm hearing, that when traffic was backed out, it was backed up behind Mo3. Okay? It was backed up behind Mo3. So that means that traffic was stopped behind Mo3 as well. Okay? Just like in front. And the cars that was in the front of, the person that jumped out of the car, they got to keep going. But everybody else, it stood still. And this is why you see that scene with Kenny Baby Boy trying to go around that car. Not trying, but going around that person's car that was in front of him because traffic was at a standstill. Which makes you think, that was the designated spot, y'all. That was the designated spot when everything was supposed to go down. Okay? Now I'm hearing something else that, could be a rumor, but it could be true. Okay, y'all? So I'm going to say allegedly. Allegedly, that was Ducky P's car. That, or Ducky P was, in that car, or that was his car. And it makes sense that it would be that was his car. Because he was taken out too. Bushy P's son. And Armani Rose's son. The one who changed the license plates, y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all heard about this big bust that has taken place between Dallas and Houston. Okay? Which is similar places where Mo3 was, moving around it. There have been this big license plate bust that just took place of people with fake license plates. So, we do know that Armani Rose has moved out of wherever she was staying at before. I don't know that she moved out of town, but I just know that she moved. So, has she been busy lately, y'all? The license plate business? Has she been busy? Ask yourself this question. Because all of a sudden, now this big bust takes place in Houston, and it's tied to Dallas and Houston. This is what I'm hearing. And it makes sense because the people that Mo3 was, the little circle of people that was around him was tied to Dallas and Houston. Because if y'all don't remember, that's the first place that, P guy ran to, back to Houston. Soon as, everything went down on that expressway. And this is the first lie that, well, not the first, but one of the lies to say, the brain cells had to, pop up on his, try to debunk Pink Eye being, she was in Houston. It's no way she could have been on that expressway. And people say it's a couple hours away. But he claimed she was in Houston that night. What happened to Mo3 took place that morning. So if you got 12 hours to get back to Houston, then that makes no sense. That's why I say that the things that he says don't make any sense. And people be just clinging on to everything that people be saying when, they try to debunk something and they debunk doesn't make any sense. Anyway, y'all, I just have to jump on here a little bit and talk about some things. I wanted to get a few little things out this morning because, people were coming to my box talking about, the Speeds is, they still together. They this, they that. Well, like I said, you don't change your name and you don't completely just start packing up and moving. You got all the stuff going on in Dallas. She done found out something. Well, she want to, separate her name from him for a reason. If y'all this money power couple, that y'all make all this money together, why now? And we do know that, this is an ongoing case. And we do know, just like with Dolph case, he got a lot of fans that wants to know what happened. They wants to get to the bottom. And they're not playing in Dolph's case. His fans is peed off. A lot of people that was close to him. He fed a lot of people. And they're going to get to the bottom of things. There's rumors of people don't even want to work with Yo Gotti and them anymore. They don't want to work with them now. Because of his allegedly ties to dropping a bag. Allegedly. On Dolph. So people don't even want to work with him. They don't want to be a part of that no more because they feel like he just took down somebody very important for something very dumb. And it's the same thing with Mo3. He got a lot of fans. And not just in Dallas. He got a lot of fans all over the world. I keep telling y'all, I get messages from all over the world. Okay? He has a lot of fans that wants justice for him. And they don't just want no fall guys. They don't want even just the hitters that was on that expressway. They want the people that was behind it, that dropped the bag on it. They want these people. Because this all started over something very dumb. And people tried their best to squash this beef. And particular people did not want to squash the beefs, y'all. They wanted to humiliate him. They wanted to have something to laugh about. And I think he should get the same respect as Dolph. I don't think people should even want to work with these two clowns right here. At all. If they that sensitive that they will take you out over a joke. They will take you out because you're more talented than them and they're jealous. Who wants to work with somebody like that? Background dancers started hanging out with Dolph, and all of a sudden, Dolph is gone. Okay? Background dancer has ties to Yo Gotti. He has ties to JoJo Splat. He has ties to a lot of people that Dolph was beefing with. And then all of a sudden, same thing just like Mo3. Dolph is making music saying, God, can you please save me? Why would people want to work with these people? Then you have people jumping out to the, the woodwork, like Jeezy and all of these people popping up after Mo3's taken out and taking pictures with, Big Bird and acting like, they did something special. They ain't did nothing special. And you ain't doing nothing special by calling yourself, supporting these guys. But putting, a spotlight on you and the fans that, people did have, like Jeezy. I used to be a fan of Jeezy. But after I saw him on that picture with Big Bird, I was like, I'm good. I no longer listens to their music. And are they quiet in, the rap? Are people starting to just listen to other things other than rap? Okay? Are they starting to walk away from rap? Are they starting to, get sick of it? Because if people are riding around without playing their radio on now, things are changing. And I know we got a lot of people out here that still love these fools getting into it with each other. It's entertaining for them. But are they enough to keep these guys' careers going? Because like I said, a lot of them, they're not making a lot of their money off of music. They're making their money off of street pharmacy stuff, as you can see. And it seems like that gets their foot in the door so that they can they don't really care about the fans after the fans then you supported them enough that they done made enough money to go buy trucks, so they can push the street pharmacy stuff from state to state. When they done made enough money to, put hitters on people and take over their territories, then I don't care about the fans anymore. Okay? I wasn't going to make much money off of rap anyway because I'm not a good rapper. So, is this the game now, y'all? Because we clearly see that, background dancer can, do concerts. And he has done concerts. I have receipts to it. And hardly nobody show up. Especially if it's just him. He's always trying to headline with somebody big because to get his name out there. He did a little thing in Missouri. And 27 people showed up. And guess what, y'all? The tickets was free. And 27 people showed up. Nobody likes this guy. And a lot of artists is messing up their reputation by even dealing with him because a lot of fans don't like this guy. And they don't like the fact that what they did to Mo3, it was okay. It would have been okay if it would have been like back in the days in the Western and you both have a draw. Okay? But when you unarm a person and take their toy from them and then chase them on the expressway and video record it with all your friends, that's a whole nother ball game. Okay, y'all? So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit more this morning and, get a few little things off my chest. Okay, y'all? Anyway, please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.